Google's Keyword Planner is building your keyword list right now. And the scary part? It's recommending keywords that will never generate a single lead for your business. And it isn't because it's broken. It's because it's not designed to get you leads. It's designed to get you spending more money. I had a client, 60,000 USD a month. Google Keyword Planner flagged one keyword as a top opportunity for them when they were building initially. Strong relevance score, green tick, huge opportunity. 94,000 impressions a month, 110 clicks, 0 conversions. $4,000 every month gone. And Google's dashboard made it look completely healthy the entire time. That's one account. I've audited thousands of accounts and it's in almost all of them. I guarantee it's in yours. So today, 5 things wrong in sequence, each one feeding the next. Listen guys, lead generation and e-commerce are 2 completely different games. Different keywords, different structure, different conversion tracking, different everything. But almost every Google Ads tutorial treats them the same. The same defaults, the same campaigns, the same advice designed for someone selling trainers that's applied to a business selling professional services. It doesn't make sense. That disconnect is costing lead gen advertisers millions every year, quietly without a single alert or warning from Google. And what I'm about to show you are the 5 things that you need to get right in the right order because they build on each other. If you get step 1 wrong, steps 2 through 5 won't save you. Quick context, I'm Mike. I've handled over $130 million in Google ad spend, a lot of that in lead generation accounts, and this exact framework is what I've used the entire time. Let's jump in. The fact is that most lead generation advertisers build their keyword list by typing what they do into Google's Keyword Planner and bidding on everything that it suggests. It makes sense, right? It's Google's own tool. It should be helping you and assisting your company. That's wrong. That's how you end up paying for traffic that will never generate an inquiry for your company. Listen, in lead generation, keyword research isn't about volume at all. It's about intent, the intent behind the user's search query. And there are 3 types of search in any lead generation vertical. The first one, transactional. This is exactly what we want. Someone ready to buy. But then we have informational searches. Somebody doing research, trying to get a deeper understanding about something. And then finally, navigational. Somebody looking for a specific brand. Only one of those should be in your campaigns. The other 2 either get cut completely or they have absolutely minimal budget. It is wastage. How do we spot transactional keywords? The way to spot transactional keywords is in the language. Conveyancer soliciting quote, roofer near me, roofer New York City. All of those phrases, what do they have? They have intent. Those are buyer keywords. Urgency, specificity, action keywords. That's what we want. Compare that to what is conveyancing? Or how long does a personal injury claim take? I don't know, DIY plumbing tips, informational, high volume, almost 0 intent. Google Keyword Planner will happily suggest them. They will push them to you for fun. And they'll drain your budget if you allow them to. It will drain quality scores, inflate your impressions, and burn your budget on people with no intention of spending money today. A story from me, which is an exact example of this, is an insurance broker that I took on. 60,000 USD a month in Google Ads. Decent size account. Looked active. Their top keyword by spend was, what is public liability insurance? 94,000 impressions a month, 110 clicks, 0 conversions. It's evident. It's what's going to happen if you bid on those keywords. They were burning $4,500 a month on a keyword that existed to do nothing but answer a question. Not sell anything. It was just to answer a question. For people who weren't buying, who were never going to buy. Not that month anyway, and not in that exact search term. Cut it out on day 1 by using proper research methods. That $4,500 moved to public liability insurance quote. Half the volume, 4 times the conversion rate. And here is the really uncomfortable part. Go into your account right now and look at your top keywords by spend. Not clicks, by spend. Look at the search terms report and I'd bet money on at least 5 to 10 keywords inside of there, spending considerable, substantial amounts of budget. Google Keyword Planner suggested it, you trusted it, it looked relevant, you added it, and it's been quietly eating your budget ever since. Drop a comment right now. What's your top keyword by spend? Type it in and I'll tell you if it's a buyer keyword or a budget drain. Here's the rule. If it starts with what is, how does, can I, cut it out. You're not Wikipedia. You're running Google Ads to make money. But now here's the next problem, because you can build a perfect keyword list and still blow all of your budget. Because where you put those keywords matters just as much as the ones that you pick. Step 2, campaign structure. One campaign, all of your keywords inside of it. Google's recommended setup, right? No, that's the structure that's quietly throttling most lead generation accounts, especially the ones that I audit, sometimes spending high six figures. Listen guys, in lead gen, your campaign structure needs to mirror the search intent. Not your service list, not your product categories, but actual intent. The reason is simple. Google's algorithm optimizes within the budget that you give it. So if you've got high intent keywords and low intent keywords in the same ad group and same campaign, Google will spend the budget where it's easiest to get clicks, not where it's easiest to get the customers that you want. Those are not the same thing. So, what structure do I use, and what should you use as well? One campaign per core service or offer. If you're a plumber, one campaign would be emergency plumber services, the other one would be drainage services, whatever. Within that, tie ad groups, single keyword ad group structures. One ad group, one keyword, exact or phrase match. That's it. No broad match keywords at all, exact and phrase only to start. And that's it. Small, clean, controllable. I have a great example of this, a conveyancing firm, one campaign, 300 keywords. House moving, conveyancer solicitors near me, removal companies, conveyancing fees, all in one pot. Google had optimized for the cheapest clicks. House moving at 80 cents. Not conveyancing solicitor at $11, but because 80 cents is easier to spend than $11. Because you're in an auction with other advertisers who are doing it properly. I split it up. High intent in its own campaign. Informational and broader terms either cut or parked with very, very, very low bids for top of funnel traffic. 8 weeks later, cost per lead went from $183 to $62 with the exact same budget. The rule, one campaign per service. One keyword inside of one ad group, exact and phrase match only. Anything else, it's too bloated. Strip it back. Great progress. The structure is done. The keywords are clean. But here's where it falls apart for almost every lead gen account. Because right now, you're probably telling Google to optimize for something that has nothing to do with an actual customer. Step 3, conversion tracking. If you're tracking form fills as your conversion, you think that you're doing it right, you're feeding Google bad data. And bad data teaches the algorithm to find more of the wrong people. Now, I understand that form fills might sound logical, but listen to this. Google's algorithm optimizes for whatever signal that you give it. If you give it form fills, it will go and find you more form fills. And as a basic standard, as a minimal conversion-based action, it's fine. But it won't find you more buyers that way. It won't find you more qualified leads that way. It will find you more form fills. And form fills include competitors checking on your pricing. People who click by accident, students, job applicants, people who misread the headline. For lead gen, your conversion event needs to be as close to a real buyer as possible. At minimum, a thank you page reached after the form fill. But then you need to connect it with your CRM system or phone calls that last over 60 seconds. So the best conversion tracking structure is qualified lead events fired from your CRM, your customer relationship management system, when a contact passes a minimum threshold. You're now tracking MQLs and SQLs, plus hopefully quotes and completed deals. The harder it is to trigger your conversion event, the better data that you're feeding the algorithm. That's a top tier Google Ads strategy. It's something that's critical to performance, but a lot of people don't understand it. If it is confusing, book a call with me and I'll explain it to you in detail. It's relatively easy to fix. It won't take long at all, and trust me, it is worth it if you are spending on PPC. An example of this, insurance client, 5-figure monthly budget, 230 form fills logged in Google Ads every single month. The account looked healthy. I asked them how many of those 230 became real quotes, and do you know what they said? 12! Google Ads have been spending 5 figures a month chasing 200 plus worthless contacts because a form fill was a form fill. We added a qualification step. Postcode, claim type, estimated value. Conversion event only fired if they pass through it. In 12 weeks, Google had enough quality signals to find the actual buyers. Cost per qualified lead that they thought was $35, that would have actually been like $667, went down to $94 as the algorithm corrected itself. The rule? Stop tracking form fills, track qualified actions instead. Phone calls over 60 seconds, form with a qualification step. CRM events. If your competitor can trigger your conversion by clicking your ad and submitting a fake name, your tracking is broken. So guys, now here we go. We're getting going. You've got clean keywords, clean structure, clean conversion data. Now Google is going to ask you to do something with all of that, and its recommendation is going to be wrong. Step 4, ignore recommendations, search only. Google is going to recommend Performance Max. Almost every agency will agree. For lead generation, especially in the early stages of an account, it is the wrong call. Performance Max runs ads across search, but it also runs ads across display, YouTube, Gmail, Discovery, all at the same time. with one budget and very little transparency on where it's actually spending it. For e-commerce businesses with product feeds and strong creative assets, PMax can work brilliantly. I've scaled them. I've got businesses spending $6,000 to $8,000 on one campaign on PMax. But for lead generation, what we're talking about, where the buyer journey is longer, intent signals matter more, and the quality control is everything, it regularly burns budget on display and YouTube inventory that generates clicks from people who are nowhere near ready to buy. Keep your campaigns search only. Every penny should be on intent-driven traffic. Someone has typed in a search, there is active demand in that moment, that's where your lead generation budget belongs. Run search first, build clean conversion data, get 30 plus conversions, and only then, if it appeals to you, test a small demand gen or performance max campaign as a supplementary layer, not as your foundation. This one's a cracker. Law firm, new account, Google recommended PMax. Their agency agreed. First 6 weeks, $400 a day spent, 0.3 conversions per day on average. 30 grand in 6 weeks, 9 leads. I rebuilt it as a search only, manual CPC to start, single keyword ad group structure with clean conversion tracking like we've discussed. It took 4 weeks to build up data, then switched to target CPA at $120. 8 weeks later, cost per qualified lead was $88. The same monthly budget, just in the right campaign type and in the right order. The rule: search only until you have at least 30 qualified leads in every 30-day period. That's the threshold. Below that, you don't have enough data for automation to work consistently. You're just handing Google the wheel on an empty road. We're 4 steps in: keyword, structure, tracking, campaign type, all locked in. You've learned a lot. The last one isn't inside Google Ads at all, and it's the one that kills accounts that have everything else right. It happens in plain sight. Step 5, landing pages. You could have a perfect Google Ads account built by me with proper tracking and all of the previous steps integrated and get 0 conversions because Google Ads ends the moment that they click. Lead generation is a 2-part system. The ad gets the click and the landing page gets the lead. Most advertisers obsess over part 1 and ignore part 2 entirely, in some cases treacherously. A lead gen landing page needs 5 things. 1 clear offer, 1 call to action, not a menu, not 3 buttons, 1. Message match. If your ad says emergency plumber New York, your landing page headline needs to say emergency plumber New York. Social proof above the fold, the brands that you work with, and a phone number that is visible at the top of the page without scrolling. That's it. Anything else is noise. Most lead generation campaigns and landing pages are either full of corporate websites with 15 navigation options or outdated pages that load in 7 seconds on mobile. Either way, you're paying Google for the click and handing the lead to your competitors on the page. And again, the example, plumbing company, their account had a 9.8% click-through rate. That's a brilliant ad. They've nailed the ad copy. Conversion rate, 0.4%. I clicked the ad myself, desktop website, image slider, 5 navigation links, phone number buried in the footer, a form asking for 15 fields, like name, address, type of job, job description, preferred date, preferred time, how did you hear about us? Crazy. They were paying $90 per click to send people to a page that made it hard to become a lead. Rebuilt it, single column, headline matched the ad, phone number at the top, form, name, phone, postcode, 1 button, load time under 2 seconds. Conversion rate went from 0.4% to 6.2%. Same budget, same bids, same ads. The takeaway: your landing page has 1 job, and that's to capture the lead. If there is anything on that page that isn't helping someone become a lead, it should not be there. So guys, gold here. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. 5 steps in order, flowing like a river, each one dependent on the last one. Transactional keywords only, because step 2 breaks without them. 1 campaign per core service with tight single keyword ad groups, exact and phrase match keywords only. Conversion tracking that reflects real buyers, because step 4 breaks without it. Search only until you have the data, because everything breaks without that, and a landing page with 1 job. That's the system, the whole thing. Most Google Ads tutorials give you a piece of it and call it a strategy. You've just seen it all end to end. Most people running Google Ads for lead generation are using a framework built for selling a product. You're not doing that anymore. If you enjoyed this video, check this one out here. This is where I do a live search build. You need to check this one out if you're struggling with structure. I'll see you there.